Hey guys, it's JonTaun from Total Brohammer, and as you can see, I will be bringing Volkmar the Grim and the Empire today. Our opponent is going to be the Dark Elves, and this, my friends, is going to be quite the interesting match. So I'm going to put in the fast forward here at the beginning, because there's some maneuvering to go on. As you can see, we deployed far away from each other. So this is a really bad matchup for Empire versus Dark Elves. But Dalplay suggested a certain tactic to me that I decided I was going to try out. So the idea here is to have a cheap front line of infantry. So as you can see, I got Sigmar's sons and swordsmen all over the place. As you can see, I was doing just a little bit of skirmishing with his Black Ark Corsairs. And I got Volkmar the Grim, and I've got a Celestial Wizard. On the Celestial Wizard, I have the Vortex spell Chain Lightning, and I got a Bound Banishment on Volkmar the Grim. So the idea here is to send a front line of fodder up, really cheap fodder, so swordsmen, up against the elite front line of the Dark Elves, which the Empire always loses because the Empire's front line is terrible, and then use those vortexes to turn the front line into your favor. But besides that, I also have a secondary line of spearmen, 2 great swords, and 2 Knights of the Blazing Sun. And as you can see, his army mostly consists of Black Ark Corsairs and Dark Shards with shields. He's got a couple Cold One Knights over here, along with Malekith, and yeah, he's got a spear out there. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to engage in the front line here and make sure I tie up all of his troops. I'm going to pop a Vortex, a Banishment right here. Going to have Volkmar keep on going around. I'm going to pop my Chain Lightning. Oh, my Chain Lightning's over here. Look at the damage! Look at the damage! This one goes over my own swordsman, but that's okay, and that's why I brought swordsman for my front line. It still does a lot of damage to these Black Ark Corsairs. And yeah, that's a favorable trade, guys. His front line is far better than mine, and it has just been decimated. So he sends in his Cold One Knights over here, so I'm going to respond by shooting him up with my Outriders. And now that his front line is broken, I see some chances to get in at those archers. So I'm going to have my Knights of the Blazing Sun go through the holes in the line. I'm going to have Volkmar go through the rear. He's going to respond with the Cold One Knights really well here and intercept my Knights of the Blazing Sun. So I'm going to pull these guys away. I'm going to move some spearmen around the side here. I think one around this way. I'm going to keep on shooting them up with my Outriders to try and make them rampage. And in a moment here, I'm going to move up my secondary line of Great Swords, because once the enemy is wounded, like the Dark Elf front line, which, like I said, is far superior, is wounded enough, your Great Swords can do some real work. So, unfortunately for me, Volkmar does get surrounded right here. Thankfully, he does have the mass on his pimp chariot to get out of there. And, yeah, as you can see, the front line has just been buckled. And we still have a lot of infantry left, including a lot of cav. Lord that's taken a ton of damage. Granted, he is going to be able to heal himself. And now I got a good surround on these Cold One Knights. So I'm going to come in with my second group of Knights of the Blazing Sun, which went to do a charge into those Black Ark Corsairs over there. And now these Cold One Knights are just going to get ruined. See, he still has a lot of Dark Shards in the back, and he has units come back as well. So I'm going to have my Great Swords and my Spearmen start moving in towards those guys. And we absolutely destroyed his Cold One Knights. I've actually come to believe that Cold One Knights are a really bad unit. I mean, their stats are pretty pitiful, and they can rampage, so I don't like bringing them anymore. The only reason I bring them is if I think I need a little bit of mass to hold some enemies up. So now that those Cold One Knights are out of the picture, I'm going to start advancing, like I said, with my Great Swords, having all my infantry and my cav running over here to catch up to these Dark Shards, to keep them from firing. And yeah, the vortexes here were just amazing. So maybe this is how the Empire has to play now, with vortexes since their infantry is so terrible. But I'm definitely gonna try this tactic out a lot more against could also work against things like High Elves. So yeah, very interesting build. I'm glad Dov suggested it to me. The Vortex ability, the Chain Lightning, from Lord of Heavens is actually really cheap, and that's what makes Lord of Heavens good. I mean, Lord of Heavens isn't really good besides for the Chain Lightning. Wind Blast is also pretty useful. I brought it here too. It can be good against even heavily armored troops if you overcast it. So as you can see, he's just trying to run away with all his Dark Shards over here. I'm going to pull away with my Knights of the Blazing Sun and get another Banishment out over here, and just look at it. Just look at it. I mean, in a formation like this, you just can't miss. And Volkmar's just having a field day here. Let's see what he's at. He's up to 135 kills. We're doing absolutely fantastic. The Dark Elves did not stand a chance. So I will admit that bringing a build like this relies a lot on luck. But if you bring a front line of spearmen or swordsmen, then even if it goes onto your own troops, you're probably still going to get a cost-effective trade. Just because if your enemy has Blackheart Corsairs or especially like Hogneth Executioners or Blackguard and Nagarond, that will be a very favorable trade if you can get some good damage on those guys. Because the swordsmen won't do any damage themselves. But you kind of do need swordsmen so that you can, you know, muck up the enemy to let your cavalry do all the work. And that's kind of what you got to use as the Empire to win, is cavalry and their ranged units. Of course, as we all know, you can't use handgunners really anymore because they're so bugged. But now we got Malekith surrounded here, and we're just gonna circle beat him to death. Just gonna try to use his magic to help him out. And granted, he's doing some good damage. But yeah, I smashed this army really hard, and I still have a lot of forces left too. So I have a lot of spearmen remaining. I got a lot of great swords remaining. They're pretty good health as well. Not to mention my Knights of the Blazing Sun. So yeah, a really interesting build. It was really fun. Let's check out that breakdown here. Look at that. Volkmar the Grim with 148 kills on his pimp wagon with those banishments. Got Celestial Wizard over here with 101. Knights of the Blazing Sun coming in with 106 and 77. Pretty good, pretty good. And our front line pretty much doing nothing, but his front line didn't fare well either. Overall, it came out on top for us. And look at his cap compared to mine. These guys are only 200 more. Yeah, Cold One Knights. Like I said, I'm gonna avoid them from now on. I've been using them too much in my Dark Elf builds. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. This is JonTaun for Total Brohammer, signing out.